Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Just before we get into the transfers, got to start off with talking about yesterday's game. So disappointing that Arsenal, yet again, been done by Chelsea. I'll tell you what, man, it's a hard one to take, being beaten by Chelsea, especially when we consider how poorly they've been playing this season. And basically, you're not going to beat a team like Chelsea with 10 men. We've had 3 red cards this season. 2 of them have come against Chelsea. The other one in the Champions League. And basically, when you go down to 10 men, you've lost the game, or you're not going to win the game. The best you can hope for is a draw. And I still can't get my head around, number one, why Mertesacker tried to make that challenge. There was no contact, or if there was, it was enough, a feather of a contact, and we know, Costa basically rolled down, and we know what Costa does, and that's the thing. What I can't get my head around. Mertesacker knows what type of player Costa is. He knows he's a cheater, a diver. He will go down at any contact whatsoever. You've got to stay on your feet. So first of all, Mertesacker, what are you doing? Secondly, Arsene Wenger, what was he doing taking off Giroud? One of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. And basically, I think those 2 things cost us the game yesterday, but especially going down to 10 men. Arsenal have to bounce back. That is what it comes down to. And to bounce back, do Arsenal need to go out there and make any signings? Or any more signings in the transfer window? We've got one signing that we've made. He's just sitting there on the bench. He hasn't even been able to come on yet. I suppose it would have been difficult yesterday to bring him on in that game, but it's really, really frustrating. All the rumours today seem to be pointing towards Isco. Isco, who I'm sure will be a very, very popular signing at Arsenal if Arsenal were to be able to pull this off. El Confidencial, the Spanish publication, claim that Real Madrid are willing to listen to offers of around £25 million. If that was the sort of price that could get Isco across the line, I mean, we would be crazy not to go in there and try and make that happen. And then there's publications like The Star saying that Arsenal are going to make a move for Isco over the next couple of days. Whether this will happen or not, I don't know. As I said before, we need, or we're going to need midfielders, because there's so many midfielders that are going to be going through that exit door in the next few months' time. Thomas Rosicky will come to the end of his contract. Mikel Arteta will come to the end of his contract, and so will Matthew Flamini. And all 3 of those, I don't think none of those contracts are going to get renewed. So we're going to need a new attacking midfielder. Of course, we look at guys like Santi Cazorla. He's getting older. He's in his 30s now. Isco, at 23 years of age, Spanish international, a guy that could rejuvenate his career at Arsenal, would be absolutely perfect for Arsenal. Would it be that sort of quality as well to Arsenal? And, could you imagine a midfield with Isco and also Mesut Ozil in it? It's very mouth-watering. Will Arsenal try and make that happen? As I said, it's a weird one with this one, because he's a very, very popular player at Real Madrid. But it seems like the president, who's the one who is what counts, he's what matters, seems like he would be willing to sell him. But for 25 million? I mean, if it's 25 million, what are Arsenal waiting for? I just can't see how it could be that cheap for a player of his quality. But that is the biggest rumour of today, going around, that Arsenal are going to try and move for Isco. Whether that happens, whether it's just paper talk, I really don't know. We're going to get a lot of that this week as we run down in the transfer window. We're also being linked again to Ben Chilwell, the Leicester youngster. It's a battle here. Arsenal definitely look like they've got an interest in this kid. He's a left back. He can also play as a left winger. He said that he can also play as a right back. He's pretty versatile across the back 4. He's a young up-and-coming prospect, and Leicester are desperately trying to sign him down to a long-term deal. Arsenal are interested in him. A couple other clubs are interested in him. The guy's got options, and obviously his agents, you know, are going to be looking to try and get him the very, very best deal that they can. We're getting linked with him day after day. We'll have to wait and see. I suspect that he will probably end up staying at Leicester under a renewed contract. But again, today it's all over the place at Arsenal trying to get Ben Chilwell. This one's a bit of a strange one. Well, I haven't got his picture. Mattia Perrin, he plays for Genoa. He's a goalkeeper. And according to Court Offside, they're saying that there's a three-way battle for this goalkeeper between Manchester United, who apparently was scouting him at the weekend, Arsenal and Chelsea. I can't see this at all. I know last season, you know, in the summer, and we were very, very heavily linked with this guy. Arsenal, of course, were looking for a goalkeeper. And sorry, not the summer. It was the January before. We were looking for keepers. Perrin's name came up a lot. But now that we've got Petr Cech, Ospina's there, Szczesny's still there, I really don't see the need for this guy. I can see the one that we were linked to yesterday, up-and-coming guy, 20. Maybe you could go into the youth ranks, but for Perrin, who come at quite a decent price, for me, it's a rumour that it's just gone over my head. I can't see why Arsenal would need to sign a player like that right now. On Matthew Debuchy, it seems is going to be heading to Villa. It's a real merry-go-round with Debuchy. Every day you hear him heading to a different place. Yesterday we've been told that it's looking like Bayer Leverkusen. Today, L'Equipe are saying, the French publication are saying that they think that the loan deal for him to go to Aston Villa is going to be this week. It's been going on the whole of the January obviously trying to secure him to post to Villa. He's going to be playing week in, week out, which is what his hope is right now. He wants to be playing regular football, but playing for a team that's going to get relegated, let's face it, is that going to do your chances of getting into the French team any good? If you ask me, you'd probably be better off staying at Arsenal, trying to play in the FA Cup and trying to, you know, see if you can burst into the team. And you end up going down. Surely that can't be better for your World Cup hopes. But he wants to move, as I've said before. Debuchy, I don't know the guy personally, but it comes across in the way things have been coming out like he's very ungrateful for his time at Arsenal. And for that, let's just move him out. Let's get him out as quickly as possible. Let's get into see what you guys had to say about the transfers. First of all, right, I got loads of grief and stick yesterday in the comments for my pronunciation. I said Leroy Sane, right? It's pronounced S-A-N-E. I said Leroy Sane. Lots of people say, Robbie, it's pronounced Leroy Saney. So thank you very much, guys. I'm sorry for my pronunciation, Leroy Saney. And of course, we were linked to him yesterday, the youngster from Schalke, and that's why we were talking about him. But my humble apologies. Right. Hosne says, we do not need any more signings. Wow. Do we need any more signings? That's an interesting one. Do we need any more signings? We signed El Nene. We've got Coquelin coming back. Of course, Flamini, we've seen he can do a job. Why didn't he score that goal yesterday, by the way? But he can do a job as a defensive midfielder. And also you've got Arteta there till the end of the season. So do we need another DM right now? Do we? Do we need a striker? Welbeck's coming back from injury. Alexis is coming back. We've got Giroud. Walcott's there. We know he's not on form, but Walcott's there as well. So do we need a striker? And do we need a defender? Because we've seen in game after game, Per Mertesacker seems to be slowing down. He's not being very effective as he usually is this season. But then we still got Gabriel. We still got guys like Chambers. I don't know. Who do we need to sign? Or if we're looking at these players of what we've always been told of exceptional quality, there's guys like Isco, possibility they could be available. James Rodriguez, maybe a guy like that you might be available. Do we need to go in for one of those? I'll be really interested to know what you guys think. We're going into the last week. Hosney said we don't need no more signings. Ruben Bacco says we don't need a striker. He said no other striker is going to come in straight into the Premier League and score as many goals as Giroud. Also, what are we going to do? Just bench a top-class striker instead of Giroud? It's got a good point there. Martin Stevenson, not very happy with Wenger. He says, F off Wenger, why are you at the club? We ain't winning nothing with the fraud. I was asking a question yesterday about Wenger and the new contract. I think I can see what he's saying. He don't want him to get a new contract for sure. Pat Clippy says, let's not fool. If some club comes along and offers twice as much pay for Alexis as we will not necessarily as the likes of Manchester City and Chelsea. We need to make more profit in order for us to be sustainable. And one way to do that is to sell our players for a profit. Well, at the moment, we're not selling players, which is a great thing. It's great to see Alexis Sanchez come out and say that, you know, if anything, he would like a new contract. He doesn't, he's not interested in going to other clubs. So, you know, it's good that the players that we've got there seem to be happy. He does have a point, though. I suppose if somebody came in and offered 90 million for Mesut Ozil, knowing Arsenal, we probably wouldn't turn it down. And that's the position we need to get into, that position where we are able to turn down those offers for them sort of players. But yeah, I suppose he does have a point there. But what do you guys think? What do we need? What do we need at Arsenal? We're in the last week now. This is the last week of the January transfer window. It's do or die time. If you buy someone after that, that's it. It's done until the summer. Whatever we're left with, that's what we've got to try and win the title. And I was looking at the games we've got coming up, and we can still, you know what, yesterday was a massive setback. It's horrible to lose to Chelsea, but we can still win the title. What Arsenal need to do is a bit like what Liverpool done a couple of seasons ago, is go on a run now. We've got Leicester coming up. We've got Southampton's the next game, Bournemouth away, Leicester. Those are the next 3 games. Let's just say, this is what, for me, Arsenal need to be trying to aim to do, win those 3 games. That'd be a massive 9 points. Any team that starts going on a run that, say, puts 5 wins together, for instance, in a row, or 5 wins like over, say, the period of say, the next 6 weeks, is possibly going to be the team that wins the league. And this is what Arsenal need to do. Do we need to bring in a couple of players in order to do that? That's what I'd like to know from you guys. Leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out all of our videos from yesterday's game against Chelsea. Some great stuff. And thanks for watching Arsenal Fan TV.